The Detroit Lions lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson for what we assumed to be the year, and he was put on injured reserve for as well as James Houston. And while we know he'll be out for the foreseeable future, there is a chance that he could come back if the Lions go deep into the postseason. Now, according to Dan Campbell in his press conference today, it was a clean rip in the pectoral muscle. So those are the easiest when it comes to rehabilitation and surgery and things like that. So there is a possibility that C.J. Gardner-Johnson could return if the Lions were to make the playoffs. Now, that probably is why they haven't put him on season-ending IR. Somebody in the comment section said you can go on IR as many times as possible. I don't know anything. I didn't do any research about that to see. I always thought it was you had like a short-term IR and then a long-term IR. And the short term, once you got off that, which was 4 weeks, you had to be either moved to the active roster or you had to be then put on long-term IR and your season was over. But I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments below. That's kind of big news. That is kind of big news that he could come back. Now, as far as James Houston, I'm not sure what's going on with that. So Dan Campbell said that it's like 6 to 8. So he broke the fibia. I believe it's either the fibia or the tibia. You have two bones in the front of your leg that pretty much connect to your ankle and kneecap or knee. And he broke one of those bones. If you're going to break a bone in your leg, that's probably one of the best ones, either the tibia or I think it's the tibia or the fibia, something like that. Those are the two. Now, I've never broken those, but it seems like they heal the best. If you break an ankle, which is a joint, it's tougher. A knee, obviously, that's going to be something. And trust me, you do not ever want to break your femur. It is not fun. The biggest bone in your body, it takes forever to heal, whether you have hardware or not. And it's very, very uncomfortable. That is a bone you do not want to break. But the ones between the knee and the ankle, they're not so bad, actually. So there is a possibility that James doesn't miss the season. Now, my thinking was, how long is he going to need surgery? One, because a lot of times those bones just heal naturally. They heal on their own. You do have to wear a cast, and most times from like the middle of the foot to the knee, most of the time. Sometimes you can wear a walking boot, but if let's say it's a 4 week that it heals in 4 weeks, and you'll be surprised. Like, I've had my fair share of broken bones. I broke my left femur twice. I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there that it penetrated the skin. Okay, one of the times it penetrated the skin, I saw it. It was very not comfortable at all, and I'm still dealing with it now. So if it takes 4 weeks for that to fully be healed, and you'll be surprised, man, the calcium around the fracture will heal and your bone will be as good as new. Your body is capable of fantastic kind of miracles inside itself. So if 4 weeks for that, then you gotta, okay, his leg, he's gonna lose weight. His leg is gonna shrink a little bit because you can't walk, you can't do anything. So then he has to get back in football shape. So I'm guessing no surgery, the entire process from the break to the return to the field could possibly be 8 weeks. It could be 8 weeks, because if he's in the cast for 4, he could spend like the next 4 getting back into football shape. So it's possible that we could see James Houston almost the same time we saw him last year, maybe week 10, week 11. Remember, he made his debut in week 12, so it's possible that we could see that. We also have a couple other injuries that I wasn't going to talk about in this segment, but if I can find them real quick, I will. He spoke about St. Brown and his injury, kind of a day-to-day thing. Isn't it kind of ironic that St. Brown got injured in game 3 and didn't play game 4, right? He got injured in the Minnesota game and he didn't play against Seattle. This time he got injured against Seattle and may or may not play here it is, the injury report right here. Let me bring this in. This is not the injury report, but the players not practicing. You have Taylor Decker, which was an ankle, no practice. Kirby Joseph, hip, no practice. David Montgomery, thigh, no practice. Emmanuel Mosley, knee hamstring. NP. St. Brown, a toe, no practice. Vitae need no practice. And then you have Josh Reynolds with a groin issue, limited practice. Antoine Green has GCPE. And I'm like, what is that? A game day concussion protocol evaluation. He had a full practice, and Frank Ragnow a full practice. That's good to see. Now, in my opinion, I think that Decker, Joseph, I'm not sure, but I do think Decker plays. We know Montgomery is not. We know Mosley's not. I think St. Brown plays. I don't think Vitae plays. Josh plays. Green will be evaluated, I'm guessing, the day of. And I think Frank will play as well this coming Sunday. So just kind of some news on the injury front. CJ Gardner-Johnson may not be lost for the season just yet, the regular season anyway. I mean, we've seen people come back from injuries in record time. Cam Akers came back from his Achilles in less than 6 months. And Aaron Rodgers is trying to do the same thing. So we could see that. James, his max timeout could be 8 weeks. And again, he'll still have more time, have played more games than he did the entirety of last year. So that's a good thing. And then I do believe that we'll see Decker, Ragnow, Brown, and those guys, Josh Reynolds and such. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below about CJ Gardner-Johnson possibly able to come back during the playoffs if we do indeed make it. And James Houston, man, having only missed half the season. If he did, see, they said ankle at first. And I'm like, ankle, that's tough, because I'm thinking he has to launch off he has to push off of that ankle. But if it's the bones, since it's one of the bones in the shin area, that's not as bad as an ankle. So, but ironically, those are two bones I haven't broke, and I broke quite a bit. So anyway, let me know in the comments below what do you think. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.